Hello and welcome to Let Us Farm. My name is Emelefon Noel Oge of Let Us Farm. So today we're going to be talking about small eggs in poultry farming. When you have small eggs in poultry farming, what do you do? What causes this problem? And how do you solve this problem? If you are having any problem in your farms and you're like confused, you don't know what to do, all you need to do is do a video of this your farm and send it to 081-353-48909. Attach a voice note or a text chat on it and tell me what is actually the problem. When I look at your beds, I may have something that will help you solve this problem free of charge. So what is the reason for small eggs in poultry farm? I'll be right back to discuss this. Welcome back. So like I said, I'm a poultry farmer. I'm also a catfish farmer, and most times I deal mostly on catfish topics because poultry farmers, I expect more reactions and questions from them, but some of them don't actually react, which I assume is that they don't have any issues. So but this issue of small egg, it's always coming. So I said, okay, let's talk about it now. To some farmers who actually have your spacing, have your feeding, do your feeding very well, and have used all the normal vaccines from the day old until 15 weeks. So everything is ticked good. Especially your feeding is ticked good. Most times you expect your poultry beds to start laying from 16 weeks of the DOC, they start laying. But some don't actually lay by that time. Some lay 17, some lay 18. And some that have like a delayed laying will now lay around 19 to 24 weeks. So all these weeks from 16 to 24, they are still in order. They are not bad at all. So if you have a poultry bed and they are laying between 16 and 24 weeks, they're still good. Now, one thing about poultry beds in laying is that, you see, when a bird is younger and starts laying, the eggs start small because of the passage, where it lays. I don't want to use some this thing so that it doesn't sound like I'm here as a biology teacher. So because of the point of lay, yeah, let's use point of lay, so the eggs will come out, coming small. Now what happens is that as the bed is getting bigger, is getting more matured, the point of laying these eggs is now widening. Look at the watch my hand do. So it's now widening. So as it's widening, it now gives more room for bigger eggs to come out. So if your bed is young, let's say 16 weeks, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 24, they're still young, and you force the beds to lay big egg, what happens is that there's going to be a tear in the passage of laying this bigger egg. You know why? The beds are not matured to expand for this egg to come out. So it leads to what we call prolapse. I have seen farms that are losing beds. Every day you see farm losing 20, 30 beds because of this situation. I know everybody's wondering, what did they do to increase the size of the eggs? That's where I'm going. Now, if you want your beds not to have this issue, I always advise allow the beds to lay normally with age and then support the beds to lay with age and keeps going. Now, what I mean by this is that if you support the beds, naturally the egg size will be coming up. Okay, how do you support these beds? One, there's a treatment that is called triple antigen. It's given to birds when they are 21 weeks. But it's not every farmer that have access to it, the triple antigen. It's not every farmer. So what happens is that the strategy I personally adopt is that if this treatment is not available, once in a month, give your birds Lasota. Once every month, give them Lasota. Remember, don't give Lasota and vitamin the same day. It will not work very well. So give your birds Lasota. But if this drug is good, the drug is supposed to be your egg drop syndrome. It helps to boost it. So you give it at 21 weeks, 22 weeks, depending on the hatchery you bought. So if you want to buy a bird, ask the person selling to you. So the person will tell you when you give triple antigen. But some people don't know about triple antigen. So if they don't know, it's fine. Once a month, place them on Lasota. So this helps you to make sure that any viral infection is like blocked, so that you don't have that affecting your egg production. Then, at least every 2 weeks, repeat vitamins for your birds. Every 2 weeks, give them vitamins for like 3 days, 3 straight days. Like if you give this week, you forget next week, the other week, you give them vitamin 3 times in that week. Continue like that, so that this helps them to boost them up, because laying egg takes a lot from the system of the birds. So when you give them that vitamin, it helps to replenish what is taken. Then make sure that you are feeding them what they are supposed to eat. Even if you are giving layers mash or layers pellet, that's not a problem. But remember, you are supposed to be giving, if the birds are on the floor, it's 200 to 125 kg bag in a day. Once you manage this food, you manage your egg size. But if they are in the cage, 220 birds will damage 1 bag in a day. Yes, they will eat 1 bag in a day. You will now ask, oh, why is it that the one in the cage, the birds will be more than the ones on the floor? Because the one on the floor, they burn energy. They see them flying and doing, so they burn energy. But the one in the cage, they don't burn energy because their movement is restricted. But this should not put pressure on you trying to go and buy cage. Cage is expensive. They know they tell a person. So if you don't have money for cage now, just keep doing the business and coming up before you now start trying to buy cage. Don't go and put yourself in a financial situation because you want to buy cage. This is a very valid advice. But when you do like this, your birds will now start picking up in laying. Okay, now you may be wondering, oh, what if all this does not work out? Now, if you have done the right thing from the beginning, make sure that all their vaccine is there, your birds definitely will pick up in their laying. So this is the normal approach. And make sure, I always encourage people, also once a month, you try to deworm your birds. Deworm them, drop them, pour on their body to make sure they don't have lice on their skin. These things also reduce the size of your egg. So every month, you try to give your Lasota. Every month, you try to deworm and de-lice your birds. They have big effect on your laying birds. So they actually reduce the size of the eggs. So if you can do it and you are giving them normal feed, make sure that I've given you the feeding ration now they're supposed to eat. So if you can stick with that, you will see that you have an improvement in the feeding. Okay, for people that want to be milling their feed, I don't have any formula to give out, but what people do is you can tweak your Methiolin, but be careful. Now, for those of you that don't understand, Methiolin is actually what increases the size of eggs. So if you decide that, oh, my egg size is very small, and you buy a finished goods, and you also go and buy Methiolin, and drop a small quantity on the feed and mix it, the egg size is going to come up. But like I said, the bad effect is that the passage of your eggs, of your birds laying, would now be forced to allow big egg. That's why sometimes you see your egg, there is blood stain, because that egg is bigger than where it's supposed to come out. When this continues, it's going to lead to prolapse. And if your birds have prolapse, it's not an easy thing to stop. You can't just cure it like that, But if your birds have prolapse and you are doing what I said now, do the reversal of what you have done. Reduce the number of methionine that you are adding in your food. Just reduce it immediately. Or if you are not adding anything and they have prolapse, switch the feed company you are using. If you are buying feed from company A and you are having prolapse, tears, blood on the egg, go to company B. It will stop. So if you are also milling yourself and you start seeing blood stains, you know that the methionine, the person that is milling the food for you, is adding is too much, and that is causing the excess tear on your beds. All you need to do is switch it immediately so that you don't have that problem. Now, if you go back to the beginning of this video till now, you will understand what causes your eggs to come small and what you can do to boost it. But in case maybe you don't understand what I have said and you want me to still explain to you what you do, use the comment section. Just ask me where you don't understand. Or if there's any other thing that is confusing you about what I have said, you can also use the comment section and ask me. So if you do all these things, get it right, your egg is going to improve on its own self. Like I said, the feeding must be right. Water, laying beds, you can't manage water for them. Water can never finish in their drinking container, no matter what. Even if you don't have water anywhere, make sure you put water. Water is 90% of what contains in the egg. So by mistake you come, there is no water. The next day their egg is going to drop in size. So I just forgot to say that water is key element. So if you understood what I said, the treatment will keep your birds very healthy. Next thing is the feeding. Feed them the normal quantity will make them to have body weight and form the egg. Water, that's the 90% content of that egg. Then you support them with vitamin, helps to replenish everything in their system so that they keep giving you what you want. The reason why you should not give vitamin every time is that if you continue giving them vitamin, they will start giving you watery poo, and then the poo will be smelling and be bringing flies everywhere. That is not okay because it weakens the bed the more. You get? So these are things that you will do and your egg size will improve. But if you don't understand this and you haven't, like I said, use the comment section. Until I come your way next time, my name is Emily Fomunuel Oge of Let Us Farm. Keep farming. It's a way of life.